Connecting the mountains to the war on terror. Tonight at 6, we told you about claims that North Carolina is the hub for planes that take detainees to foreign countries to be tortured. News 13's Russ Bowen joins us with the rest of his special report. Russ?
Activist groups aren't the only ones claiming secret flights known as ghost planes are taking detainees overseas for interrogation and torture. European governments are also concerned about the practice. Could the torture taxis be making stops here in the mountains? Ghost planes, flights operated by North Carolina-based front companies for the CIA, used to transport terror suspects to other countries for torture. Stop Torture Now says they exist. The group has monitored airports in Smithfield, Kinston, and Fayetteville and gathered tail numbers from planes believed to have participated, even witnessed planes going into a hangar with one tail number and coming out with another. Published reports say one well-known tail number that changed carried Khalid El-Masri,
a plane based in Smithfield called the Guantanamo Express.
El-Masri gained international attention in 2003. He is a German citizen of Lebanese descent who claimed to have been abducted in Macedonia. He says he faced torture in Afghanistan.
It was the same airplane that flew Khalid El-Masri from Macedonia, where he was detained by Macedonian authorities in late 2003, to Afghanistan, where he was thrown into a prison, a really foul prison called the Salt Pit.
Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice eventually ordered El-Masri's release because of mistaken identity. He is one of the only people who's gone public with such a story. A plane with the tail number N313P that was later changed to N4476S is believed to have taken Khalid El-Masri to his secret detention. What we discovered using a simple browser called Terminal Air, a tracking program of tail numbers, is that very plane landed at Asheville Regional Airport at least twice. Add that to other flights linked to the program, we get a total of 8.
Khalid El-Masri was only one of dozens, perhaps hundreds of people who were rendered by that airplane. And apparently it spent some time in Asheville in 2006. We don't know what it was doing there. We would like to find out.
So would others, like State Representative Susan Fisher.
I do want answers.
Who sits on the Asheville Regional Airport Authority Board.
Someone needs to show me that they aren't doing it, I think.
When Fisher heard concerns involving Kinston and Smithfield, she was one of a list of state legislators who asked for a formal state inquiry.
It is certainly something that bears investigating, something that certainly needs to be questioned. If it is happening.
But it's up to the feds to do that. Congressman Mel Watt is trying.
They just simply don't answer questions, don't respond to subpoenas, don't allow witnesses to come to be questioned.
He's hit wall after wall and delay after delay.
It's clear that the Department of Justice is not going to be looking into this, and it's equally clear that the top brass in the Pentagon probably don't want to air that dirty linen in public. So we need Congress to really get to the bottom of that.
We don't know whether it has taken place. The administration has not acknowledged it. We asked the FBI to look into an allegation that had been made out in eastern North Carolina.
Watt didn't know about the possible Asheville connection until we told him. Neither did anyone else.
While we don't have any specific knowledge, obviously, of the operations themselves, I can't dispute that the tail numbers in those particular aircraft weren't here. What they were doing here, we have no idea.
I would think that because Asheville is not a bigger airport, one that would necessarily have press all around it all the time, it would be a fairly easy place to come in and out of.
And the airport has no control over how the federal government uses it.
If it was or is happening at our airport, it's not something that we would be typically made aware of, I'm sure, by the federal government.
Because this airport gets federal dollars, the federal government can use it however it sees fit.
Fisher believes mountain residents have a right to know if their airport is being used to support terror taxi businesses. No one has claimed detainees were on the planes when they landed here, but Western North Carolina Congressman Heath Shuler says the facts should be handed over to the Judiciary Committee.
And if it is not satisfied by the members of the committee and the Congress, then at that point in time we should hold a federal investigation based upon the information we've been provided.
So does his Republican opponent.
If somebody's breaking our policies, we should shine a light on it by whatever means we have.
In our own backyard, they worry there is an operation vastly veiled in secrecy. one that breaks international law, the Geneva Conventions, and the Constitution, one that sends terror suspects, both guilty and not, without legal representation on ghost flights, not acknowledged by the government to exist, to places that don't exist, to possibly disappear for good.
News 13 did not get a reply for a response from Arrow Corporation. However, the CIA did respond with a statement saying rendition is a lawful tool that has helped the United States and other nations disrupt terror plots and networks. The United States does not conduct or condone torture, nor does it transfer anyone to other countries for the purpose of torture.